Welcome to the 2024 Economic Preparation Channel. Host, thank you for joining me on this Thursday briefly edition, December 19th, 2024. Markets closed on mixed reaction here as the Fed Reserve Bank cuts rates by 25 basis points, a move that was much anticipated, ladies and gentlemen, by many economists and non-economists alike. Investing.com had an article saying the U.S. economy eyes strong finish ahead of heightened policy uncertainty in 2025. 2025 is a transitional year, a pivot year for both the labor market and the housing market, two markets that are very concerning for most people that have been following this show. Now, as we enter into the last month of December, the last couple of weeks here, the number of Americans that are filing new applications for jobless benefits have fell more than expected last week. So that's good news. That's reversing the trend of the past 2 weeks where we had an increase in initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims. So this data, according to the media reports and to others, suggests that, we're not doing as bad as many people have feared. Now, what is interesting is that Fed Chair Jerome Powell told reporters on Wednesday that the downside risk of labor market do appear to have diminished, but he said, quote, the U.S. economy has been remarkable. I feel very good about where the economy is. Now, the economy is set to end 2024 on a solid note, which is fortunate since we have to contend with heightened policy uncertainty and greater challenges in 2025. So, like I said, we have initial jobless claims continue to drop by 22,000 to 220,000, but prices and inflation continue to rise, and that's something that the Fed is watching closely here as we head into the last couple of weeks of 2024. What saved the outlook in the last 2 weeks have been that consumer spending has sort of ticked up, obviously for the holidays, whether that's travel, hospitality, leisure, tourism, gift buying, spending on vacation, whatever have you. That has saved this season so far. But the Bank of England continues to hold rates steady in their central bank as this vote split surprises markets here. Now, normally these central banks follow each other. If one cuts rates, they all cut rates, or etc. Hold steady. But the Bank of England, with inflation continuing to go up there, they decided to go ahead and hold rates steady, leave rates unchanged. Three members of the Monetary Policy Committee, according to CNBC.com's article on today, voted to reduce rates, while six members were in favor of a hold. So they had a majority of 6 members of the Bank Policy Committee in the UK hold steady. So that's interesting. Will other banks follow, like the Bank of Japan, the Bank of Australia, the German bank? We will just have to wait and see how that goes at this time. But this is interesting because this represents a change here. You can see the sterling pound against the dollar was up about 5/10 of a point there, 5/100 of a point against the U.S. dollar as the announcement was made here. So we just have to wait and see. Thought this was interesting. More on CBSN.com. More than half of Gen X parents worry about financially supporting their kids into adulthood. This is really huge in America now. On the East Coast, the West Coast, the Midwest, the Southwest, a lot of parents, boomer parents, Gen X parents, millennials, they're moving in multi-generational homes, whether to rent basements, to rent rooms, saving money like that, and that's a good thing. You have to consolidate your resources and downside. Many of you guys have already done that as we go into these more tighter times. It won't be a total collapse. This is more of a gradual downshift that's going to be experienced not only in America or the UK or Germany or Romania or France or Africa or India. This is going to be a worldwide slowdown, downshift that many have been predicting, from TheEconomist.com to CNBC, MSNBC, Bloomberg. This is what we're going to be experiencing. So many families are banding together. More than 53% of Gen X parents fear that their kids will need financial support into adulthood. And that makes sense because even if you go toward the professional careers like, doctor, lawyer, dentist, engineer, STEM careers, or anything outside that, by the time really you get on your feet, you're really in your early to mid 30s. By the time you really start making the kind of money that you may need to support yourself. And even late 30s for those who are doing those super surgery residencies or something, crazy where you need a lot of certifications and training and skilled training. So many of us come out of school in our early 30s or mid 30s on our feet enough to feel comfortable to support. And that makes sense because the average first time home buyer, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, is close to 40 years old now in America now. 38 years old is the average age of a home buyer that's, getting a single family home either for him or herself, or a family member. So that's what we're looking at here. And these rising costs have caused many people to band together. So that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing for families to band together, save money. Instead of paying 3 or 4 rents, pay one rent or one mortgage together, and save money that way as best you can, because that's the name of the game. With cars, houses, lands, oils, everything going up, commodities going up, this is going to help out. So 53% of Gen X worried, 37% overall worried that their parents are going to have to help them into adulthood. Everybody needs a helping hand. There's nothing wrong with that at all. What do you think? What say you? The bank of mom and dad, the bank of grandparents, guardians. Let me know. Do you see that trend in your neighborhood? I see 4 or 5 cars, 6 cars in some people's driveways, and that everybody's living together or getting roommates to help save money, and that's a great idea. The more you can consolidate resources, the more those resources will last longer, and you'll be able to pay down some of your debts a little bit faster than if it was just you or your family on your own. Let me know what you think in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be eager to hear about what you have to say about this event. Later on today, tomorrow, I should say, in the morning, or actually to Friday morning, we'll get more earnings reports. We got the job numbers today at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, I believe. So tomorrow we're gonna close out this week. We're gonna see what the Dow Jones, Nasdaq, S&P 500 have in store to close out this week. Hopefully on a positive note, not just in the markets on Main Street, but on Wall Street, but on Main Street. Hopefully we all close on a positive note. Get some fresh air, exercise, prayer, healing, everything that we need, all the positive vibes as we head into this holiday season. And I just talk to you guys later on. God bless, and I'll talk to you later on once we get more reports coming in on Friday. Take care.